What it do, surprise Shawty crew, and hey my Daizee loves, happy Sunday. This is going to be quick. You know what to do, okay? All these years, all these words, all these moments, all these whispers, it was God talking to you, showing you, leading you, nudging you, guiding you, trying to get you to move in the right direction, okay? And one thing I'm realizing is like not beating yourself up, not being like, God, you didn't tell me this like 100 times. What if he was just like previewing you for what was to come? So like when you did enter that moment, when you did experience that warfare, it was like, no, you showed me this. You kind of already taught me how to respond to this when it happened, right? Like what if it was like literally just preparing you, and it wasn't that you missed it back then. It was just that he's so gracious, so kind, so loving. He was telling you ahead of time, so when that moment came, you would know what to do. So when that time came, you would know what to do. So I'm over here thinking like, God, I didn't want to know. Why did you have to tell me? And lately it's like, no, I'm grateful you told me, because when I actually really truly did enter the season where I would have to apply all of this, I already knew what to do. You already gave me the cheat codes. You literally already showed me. So I had the wrong mindset when he was showing me, because he was truly preparing me for that time, for that season, for that moment. So whoever this is for who this is for right now, in this moment, this season, this time of your life, you know what to do. Some stuff, it might be a little challenging. Some stuff, it might be uncomfortable. Some stuff might even be a little heartbreaking, right? And that's the next part, but you know what to do. And I thank God for preparing me, right? Now, the next part. We need strategy to separate, okay? Now, I made a video some time ago about circumventing the ops, and even in that, it was like, sometimes you gotta handle stuff directly. Sometimes you have to avoid certain things, right? But I'm in a season of my life where I literally need strategy to separate. And if I'm being honest, it's to separate from home, for what I've known as home for the last 30 years. For some, it's literally like moving. Like, how am I doing this? Like, how are you leading and guiding me to move to a brand new location? Whether it's in your city, out your city, whatever. You need a strategy. You need a game plan. Like, everything isn't always strategic, but I feel like because of God's view, it is strategic. You know what I'm saying? So you need strategy to actually leave your physical home. For some, it's you need strategy to separate from your family. And this goes back to all the things we've talked about before too. Sometimes that's a physical separation, straight like that. Like, I'm not living in the house with you no more. But then what do you do if you're not living in the house with them no more, but you still haven't separated from them? So all that healing and stuff I've been doing the last couple of weeks, and it's like, baby, I ain't even been living with y'all, but that stuff was still attached to me. Those feelings were still attached to me. So I had to separate from that. You need strategy for that, because it's more than just physical. It's emotional. It's mental, right? Even down to your home church, right? The church you grew up in. Some people don't stay in the same church they grew up in. They spent all this time in, and you need strategy to separate from that. And it's not always to actually leave the church, but to become your own person, to develop your own faith walk with the Lord, your own relationship with the Lord. You can be in church and they want you to do this, and sometimes it's coming from, like a genuine place. Like, we see this in you, we want to pull this out of you. And I just overheard one of our deacons telling the younger girls, like, is it something that y'all feel called to do, led to do? What are your gifts and talents? What do you want to learn, right? Like, on some real stuff. But not sometimes, as adults, you have to have that time to separate. And thank you, Holy Spirit. Your identity cannot be in anything besides Jesus Christ. Your identity can't be in your family first. Your family that's attached to generational curses. No, it has to be in the Lord. Your identity can't be in your church home, your church family, that name of that church. No, it has to be the Lord. There is a certain mindset that I developed over the years, and I understood that there was a season of my life, a period of isolation and separation, where it was like, oh, without a doubt, it ain't in none of that. But even though there was a physical removal, that other removal was not there. So no matter what it is, unique strategy to separate, right? And for some of you, you might be entering that season that I'm talking about, that I definitely went through in 2020 and 2021. You may be in a different, more intense version of that right now, which I absolutely am. But you need strategy from God on how to separate on every level of it: physical, spiritual, emotional, mental. How are you going to separate from what you know to be home? And this is important for the people that I am talking to, because a prophet is always rejected in their hometown. You're not received there for a reason. And so you will never be able to do all the things that the Lord has called you to do if you don't know how to separate from that, right? That goes back to, like, I'm doing different stuff. I'm doing stuff I've never seen them do, but I never would have went after those things or like accepted those things had I always remained in a place to where my identity were in those things, and that came before the Lord. You get what I'm saying? I wouldn't be this Megan. I wouldn't be pursuing my destiny and the calling on my life if it was that what was going on. And I always tell y'all this, for me personally, I feel like that always starts to like a physical separation. Like, nah, I physically can't be around y'all. I gotta get some ducks in a row within me. I gotta get some things straightened out within me, right? And then once I know what God is telling me, we can revisit, regroup, right? Because I never want anything to dictate what God is telling me to do or manipulate, control that. Not in this point of my life. I want to do all the things that God has told me to do, what God has instructed me to do. So you know what to do, okay? And it doesn't have to be as like kind of serious as this is, because I feel like he's telling me I know what to do when it comes to a whole lot of things. Like, I really wholeheartedly feel in my heart like the time wasn't before now. That's why. Like, he really does have perfect timing. But you was getting great preparation and practice for when the time was, which is now. And so you know what to do. Even if it's in your endeavors, you know to stay consistent. You know to have fun with it. You know to be you with it. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know what to do. And even when it's not the comfortable stuff, you know who to cut off. He been showing you for years them folks don't like you, don't respect you, sabotage, monitor. You know what to do, even if it's in people you would prefer. He wasn't showing it was in them, but yet and still he been showing you. And so instead of waiting until stuff hit the fan and they absolutely betray you, you could have avoided that. And I'm gonna stand behind that, because it's like, nah, because the folks who turn up, he been has shown me how they felt about me. I had to just remove myself, you know what I'm saying? So and you wasn't wrong, because he was telling me that this morning too. Like, all them instances where I just knew, like, nah, something's up, I should have listened, right? But you know what to do. You need strategy to separate. And I hope you start living for you, because that's where I'm at. I can't live for nobody else. I have to live for MegMeCheyell, okay? And the time is now for me to do that. That's full transparency. And I just ordered some books off of Amazon, or I put them in my car. I'm finna order them. Boundaries by Henry Cloud. Somebody at work just recommended that to me, and then when I got on Amazon, it was already in my cart for like save for later. I was like, look at God. And then also The Body Keeps Score, which is one Dr. India recommended to us during coaching certification 2 years ago, and I never bought it. 2 years ago. And now I'm telling y'all, like, nah, like, my body, I still have physical manifestations of PTSD. Certain times of the year I feel a certain way, get down, get depressed, don't know what's going on, because your body remembers. Get around certain people and I start breaking out in hives, because your body remembers, right? It keeps score even if you think you're fine. 2 years ago, and I never got the book. So over 2 years ago. So I'm focused on Megan. I'm focused on living for Megan. But like, I know what to do. He's been showing me, and I have to keep seeking him for strategy on how to separate from everything that is not what he is leading me to be and who he's leading me to become. Okay, so I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next few uploads. Have a great Sunday. Have a great week.